family now. All of us. Shoot, Ted. Greg is your brother.
I don't understand. I don't think I'm the only one here.
Your father was on his own when it happened, Ted. He thought Sophia was dead.
I was in Europe on business, and one night in Paris, I met Megan.
I never told him I was pregnant. He never had any idea.
Why not?
Because we hardly knew each other. I didn't think it would be fair.
Suddenly it's fair now? After 17, 18 years? Dad, this is suddenly making a lot of sense to me. I wondered why you were so eager for me to take him under my wing the second he came to town.
Come on now. When Greg first came to town, I thought he was Megan's son alone. I didn't know he was my son till today.
And I haven't known a whole lot longer than that.
Look, I thought I was doing what was best for everybody by keeping this my secret all these years. It wasn't until I really got a chance to know your father again that I began to feel maybe I was keeping two people apart who deserved a chance to claim each other.
I'm not sure what Ted and I are supposed to say.
You heard, Dad. One big happy family.
Ted, I am not naive enough to think and expect anything overnight. I thought you might be open about it.
Open? The way Meg's been to you, the way everyone's been to me? Excuse me.
Son, don't do
Just leave
this.
him alone. Maybe you didn't know which son you were referring to.
Ohio Gazimozo, or words to that effect.
Hi.
Is it morning here already? I lost track somewhere over Guam.
You didn't tell me you were coming home.
I quite clearly remember telling Kelly that my plane was leaving in a matter of minutes. I was calling from the airport.
Well, she didn't say anything, but I'm glad I missed you.
Yeah, I missed you too. Why do you think I changed my reservation to come back 2 days early?
Did everything go okay?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Unfortunately?
Yeah, it's what I suspected. I still don't know exactly who, but somebody very big is trying to take over Capwell Enterprises. I just hope things haven't gone too far to be stopped.
We'll need secretaries available 24 hours a day, fax and modem capabilities.
And my water.
And Mr. Barr's water. Telex Yugoslavia if necessary. Oh, yes, I'm sure there'll be more. You'll hear from us.
See, this is French. Now, maybe I can shave with it, but what the hell am I going to drink?
Martinis?
Oh, you're such a comfort, Renfield. Please arrange never to die.
I had it penned in for Thursday, but I suppose I could cancel. Mr. Napoli, how nice to see you. Mr. Barr.
Lisa, you are the first thing to come through that door that meets with my unequivocal approval.
It's been too long, Robert.
Yes, it has.
What's wrong?
I was just thinking. For once, I'm more inclined to compliment you on your work than on that beautiful face of yours. Thanks to you, I have Capwell Enterprises right where I want it.
Oh, no. No. All right, Guy. Where's my brother? Where's Eden?
I don't take kindly to intruders.
Oh, yeah?
Castillo.
What the hell were we supposed to do? Just sit around and watch you kidnap Senor Mago or whatever you've done with him? Drop the gun. The gun, senor.
This man is here under false pretenses, Carlos. He seeks me out in the restaurant, claiming to be a Norte-Americano tourist. The next thing I know, he's broken into my home.
3 personas. Estoy buscando 3 personas, ¿entiende? Huh? 3 people are missing. So why don't you ask Doc Feasty, baby, here where they are?
And Carlos has no time for your questions. He's going to be too busy making sure you get on the next plane. Carlos.
Let's go.
No. Rick?
Kelly doesn't even know the half of it. When she said hello on the phone, she tried to sound so on top of things. It was a dead giveaway that she was scared to death. I decided that the gory details could wait.
Poor Kelly, she feels responsible that this happened during her watch.
No, the groundwork for this was laid months ago, probably even before Dad retired. Keep trying to imagine his reaction if he were to find out just how badly we've been hit. Think what we stand to lose.
He may have been through this kind of thing before, but don't you think he'd be better off if you'd tell him?
Not with his health being what it is.
But the shock might be greater if he found out by accident.
Then Kelly and I will just have to do our damnedest to make sure that he doesn't find out. I already told her that as tempting as it might be to pick his brain, we can't subject Dad to this right now.
Does it fall on you, then?
Well, I suppose I'll have to get Eden back here as soon as possible. And then maybe, just maybe with the three of us.
You haven't been home even 10 minutes. Don't you want to take a minute to get over your jet lag?
I can't afford a minute, Julia. There's somebody out there trying to take away what my father spent a lifetime building. I don't intend to let that go on a minute longer than I have to.
This is more than twice than what we agreed upon.
Well, you did twice the job I expected. Your efforts have been above and beyond, Lisa, ever since you started at Capwell.
Well, I am glad that you are pleased, but I must tell you that I'm ready to move on.
Well, why? I thought you got on so well with those adorable newlywed bosses of yours.
I do.
Oh, and you won't mind staying a little longer.
Robert, why? So I can rifle through more of his files? I can go through more records of Mason's stock holdings?
I think there's more.
Where? What do you want me to do? Do you want me to break into his house and rifle through his sock drawer? This is business. And the way that I define business, it is confined to the office.
Oh, you don't really expect a man to reveal his innermost secrets in an office atmosphere, do you? Look, getting to the lowdown on Mr. Capwell and his famous family business is going to take a little more interpersonal connection, if you know what I mean.
I hope you don't mean what I think you mean.
Well, you know the old saying, man may be married, but he's not dead. Now, I would be surprised if he doesn't harbor some of the same lurid fantasies that any man would after working side by side with you on a daily basis.
How lovely. Flattery. To make me feel more comfortable about prostituting myself. How stupid do you think I am?
Lisa, you're only stupid about some things. And whatever it takes to get to Mason Capwell, that is nothing. It's not even in the same universe with what you and I have together. What our bodies do does not matter as long as the spirit does not participate. And your spirit is saved only for me.
You sure know how to dress things up, don't you?
Lisa, you are indispensable. You've gotten me so far now. Don't quit on me now. It's like Mason is too important in this thing. Capital Enterprises belongs to the entire family. I'm well aware of that, but since the old man has bowed out, Mason is the one who's got the most respect. Now, he seems to have a gift for Gab, and the rest of the family listens to him, no?
To a degree, but Eden is very capable.
Yeah, I understand that.
And her sister Kelly
is in way over her head. And in fact, the whole family tends to be ruled more by their heart than head, even CC himself. And that is going to work out exactly the way I want it to.
Will everybody please calm down? Ted's not going to stay away forever. He just needs a little time.
He jumped in his car, took off before I could stop him. I just hope he doesn't get into an accident.
Oh, Sophia.
I'm going to go find him because I have an idea where he's headed.
Cat, do you mind if just sitting down and talking this out, please?
Talk it out? Daddy, isn't it just a little late to change this after the fact?
Sure you can. Just get together and pool all your negative energy, and pretty soon I'll just disappear. Believe me, it'll be my pleasure.
This isn't personal, Greg. I don't even know you.
And you really don't want to, do you?
It's a little too soon for people to know what they want or what they don't want. So why the hell don't we go in the living room and talk this over calmly and sanely like normal...
Please! None of this information has been handled in a calm or a sane way up till now, so why start?
Look, I am sorry this is all so clumsy, because I never meant it to happen this way. It was supposed to come out when the time was right and when everyone was showing signs of being able to deal with it.
I know. I never intended to say anything.
I know.
I'm sorry. I just couldn't keep it inside anymore.
I don't blame you, Greg. I blame you.
Kelly, you wait a minute.
Daddy, this woman came into our lives knowing exactly what was going on, and she treated it like a game. She'd tell one person, and then she'd tell another person, and then she just sat back until we found out accidentally.
Kelly.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Hey, my mother does not play games with people, which is why she didn't ask a damn thing from Cece or anybody else for 18
Greg,
years.
it's all right. You don't have to speak up for me.
Well, I'm sorry. But not only did you bring me up all by yourself, but you purposely waited until Cece's other children were grown up enough to bring me here. I guess you thought by then they'd be mature enough to accept a change in their perfect little world. How could she have known how wrong she was?
Greg, wait.
Whoa! Yeah!
You know, I do not believe you're working this hard when there are waves out there.
Yeah, but you got a rip out there, too. I mean, a strong one, a short drop-off, and pretty soon you're caught in the impact zone. And that's all she wrote.
So you're not going to surf at all today?
Oh, I'm going to boogie instead.
Hey, if you're going to keep showing up here, I'm going to have to put you to work. For what? For the festival of the sacred summer solstice.
Boy, people don't need much of an excuse to party around here, do they?
Well, I think you should come.
Yeah, well, I don't. So what are you going to do, ring in the solstice with the famous Mr. Hughes?
I hope so, if he's in the mood for a party, that is. We've had a rough couple of days.
Well, a little beach blanket bingo ought to take his mind off his troubles.
Well, who's going to take your mind off yours? I think a party is just what you need.
I don't have anything to wear. And besides, my sister stole my favorite jumpsuit.
Sorry, but I have not been able to find any of my stuff.
Yeah, probably because it's all piled in the closet. There's absolutely no room to hang anything. Which brings me to the reason that I am here today.
What?
How would you like to go apartment hunting next week?
For us?
No, for him. Of course for us. That was never supposed to be a permanent situation anyway, living with Celeste.
Well, are you sure? I mean, that we have enough money for a deposit?
Yeah, I put away enough of my salary.
Well, I have to hand it to you. I have no idea how you've done it.
I'm a genius. I'll see you.
Yeah, splashdown, minus 6 hours and 23 minutes, and all systems are definitely a go. How about getting a jump on the competition?
Best idea I've heard all day.
Woohoo! Yeah!
It's like everything I've been trying to avoid has happened in the space of 5 minutes.
All right. This family's been through a lot worse, and we're still standing. Aren't we, kitten? Honey, come on. I can understand Ted feeling threatened, but you're a different story.
Daddy, I'm not threatened. I'm angry. You know, it'd be one thing if Megan and Greg had come into our lives and just told us the truth, but these months of lying and this pretense about writing a biography...
Wait a minute. That book is legitimate, and you know it, Kelly.
More than we can say for you.
That's enough out of you.
I have to go meet Meyson. Oh, Daddy, I'm sorry. I love you. I don't mean to upset you. You're just asking a lot from us.
You should not have left this up to Greg. I warned you about that weeks ago.
Well, thank you for the 20/20 hindsight.
Wait a minute. You make it sound as if you already knew about this?
Yes, I knew. You bet I knew.
You told Sophia before me?
She was on a crusade. She was out there hiring investigators to find out what the truth was. I had to tell her. I had to tell her to convince her to let Greg have the time he needed to get used to this before she went off running to tell you.
And despite serious reservations of not running off to tell you, I kept my mouth shut.
Well, it didn't seem to have helped too much, did it? I'm sorry. I tried to be fair. I tried to do this gently. I wanted people to get to know each other and get used to each other. I don't know how it all got so out of control.
Maybe if you confided in me sooner.
I did the best I could.
I know you did. I know you did.
Thank you. At least somebody believes me. And I've got to go convince Greg.
Are you all right? No, unless you've heard from Cruz. I'm sorry. What about Rick? Did Rick come back at least?
No, he didn't.
I was afraid you were going to say that. Well, I just don't know what to do. I mean, Rick. What's going on?
You will pack your bag, senora. I will escort you and Mr. Castillo to the airport.
Who are you? I'm not going anywhere.
It's no use arguing this, Eden. I already tried.
Your brother-in-law is arrested. You are an accomplice.
For what? What did I do?
No entiendo. Él es mi primo. Él estaba buscando a su hermano.
Yo sigo mis órdenes, señorita. Y si usted quiere interferir, yo voy a hacer que la universidad donde usted estudia le quiten la beca, ¿entiende?
Wait a second. What's going on?
He just said that he's going to have her scholarship canceled and have her kicked out of school if she causes any trouble.
No, wait a second. You are not to listen to this, okay? I want you to go home, and I will send you a check for all the help you've given me with the children, okay?
No, Eden,
No, I don't want you involved in this, okay? So please just go. And I'll call you when all this blows over, okay? Sir, I'm sure you think you can threaten her, but you can't threaten me. My husband is missing, and I have no intention of leaving Mexico until we find him.
Well, you have no choice, senora. Where are the children? In that room over there?
You are not to come within 2 feet of my children, so just back off.
Eden, wait a second. Now, wait. How much cash do you have?
I don't know. How much cash do you have?
Cash. Trust me on this. Where's your purse? Go get it. Is that okay, huh? The lady goes and gets her purse? Huh? 3, 4, $500. How much time is that going to buy us?
48 hours. But not an hour more.
You're supposed to be in Japan.
You've heard of that modern miracle of transportation, the jet airplane. I decided to try one. A remarkable machine.
How was it?
Productive.
You said it was a long time since you'd been in the office in Tokyo. Anybody there you remember?
Yeah, 2 or 3. And of course, the first thing they did was ask me out for a drink.
Of course.
I declined.
I'm very proud of you. There you are. I was just about to ask.
I was parking the car. He's tired.
I can imagine. How come you didn't take the rest of the afternoon off?
I suggested that. It's not going to do any good. He's a driven man.
First thing I've got to do is call Red Parker.
Who's Red Parker?
He is the head of security at the hotel and one of the smartest men that I know. He might be able to help us with whoever's behind the...
What's wrong?
I left this drawer locked. It's unlocked now.
Are you sure you locked it?
Of course I'm sure. The minute Kelly told me we might have a spy in our midst, I locked up anything that was remotely sensitive.
Was anything taken?
No, it's all there, but that doesn't mean somebody didn't copy something and then return it. Lisa?
Is everything okay?
No. One of my desk drawers has been forced open. You didn't let anyone in while I was away, did you?
No, I didn't. The only person I ever saw come in here was Julie. I mean, who would break into your desk?
I want you to call a locksmith. Have all the locks changed.
Right away.
And while you're at it, have the phones checked thoroughly. We could be dealing with wiretaps.
You got it. I'll get on it right now.
Just suppose this is where it all started.
Here, but honey, you don't keep anything important on hand here, do you?
Yes, I do. Enough for somebody to get a foothold. See, Eden has a controlling interest in the company, but she specified that if anything happened to her, that interest was to fall to me. So I still keep a lot of the company records around. I have to.
Still, you're a very roundabout route for someone who wants to take control of the corporation.
Yeah, but a clever one, because no one would suspect it. And if whoever's behind this is really sharp, they could make it look like I was behind the whole thing.
I can't believe $500 only buys us 2 days.
Yeah, well, that goes to show you how much money Mephisto must be shelling out.
Well, you were right about the money.
Yeah, so to speak. Hey. Eden, it's going to be okay. All right? I mean, we're better off handling it ourselves. Because we are going to find Cruz. Along with that, we're going to find my father.
God, if you hadn't bullied your way on down here, I mean, I'd be here all alone with the kids. I can't speak Spanish, and I would have been scared out of my wits.
Hey, careful now, huh? Almost sounds like you're glad that I'm here.
Yeah, well, don't let it get to your head.
Nothing like a common goal to make friends out of enemies.
Never saw you as an enemy. The reason for coming down here and finding your father was to hopefully bring us all together. I know how hurt you must have been when he left.
Yeah. Yeah, but at least I was still young enough to shed a few tears. You know, Cruz was too old for that. Can't even imagine how much that cost him.
How did you find out? I mean, was Cruz the one who told you?
No. No, nobody told me. One morning, I just came downstairs, went to the kitchen, and before I could even open up a box of cereal and go looking for the crummy prize like I always did, I heard this noise from the living room. I thought it was a neighbor's cat at first. So I went to check it out. I was still in my pajamas. Opened the door to the living room, and there was my mother crying. She had her head buried in Cruz's shoulder. It wasn't like I'd ever seen her cry before, but it was different this time. The look on Cruz's face was different, too. Scary. You know? I didn't say a word. I just left. Walked upstairs, went to my parents' bedroom, looked in the closet.
His clothes were gone?
Except for one. The shirt. Took it off the hanger. Took it back to my bedroom and put it under my pillow and kept it there for a whole year. And this. I found this in the pocket of the shirt.
Father's a very handsome man, Rick.
I wonder if he looks like that now.
Well, you say you have seen my performance and that you put on these handcuffs. What happened, Mephisto? Did you fall asleep during my performance, the part of the act where I escaped the chain box?
These are not the handcuffs you use in your act, Margot. These are real, and so am I. You.
Real? Don't make me laugh. Your own show. No craftsmanship, no skill, no class, smoke and mirrors. That's what you are.
I have more than enough power to keep you here unless you give me the information I need.
Go to hell.
Your son said the same thing.
Cruz?
I wonder which of you will reconsider first.
Where is he?
Closer than you think.
You leave him alone. He's done nothing to you.
Nothing except get in my way. And now his brother is following in his footsteps.
Rick, here?
You didn't know that he was in Mexico, did you? In fact, I was talking to him just this moment.
Damn you. I swear, you harm one of my sons.
I would have no interest in either one of them. If you would give me the answers I need. Perhaps you would like a drink, senor. Drink. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. You don't have a free hand, do you? Salud. Salud.
a lot worse than I thought. I mean, whoever's behind this is a big fish. We're talking a Donald Trump here.
All records have to be sealed immediately, Kelly. You should probably call a shareholders meeting. That's what Dad did the last time somebody tried to manipulate stock.
I wish we could tell him about this.
No, Mason's dead set against it. He thinks it'll be too upsetting.
He's right, especially now.
Why? There's something going on with Dad I don't know about?
You're not going to believe this. And Dad didn't even find out until today. Greg Hughes, Megan's son, is Daddy's son.
Good God.
Some liaison in Paris. She was 18. He was traveling alone in Europe.
Well, I suppose I should be surprised, but I'm not. The moment I met Greg, I sensed something.
Apparently, he didn't find out himself until a few weeks ago. He's so confused, and Ted wants to kill him, and I'm furious at Megan, and Daddy wants us to just kiss and make up and be a happy family.
I suppose I'd better go talk to Dad.
I think he'd like that.
I won't be long. If Parker calls back, just make an appointment for this afternoon.
Sure, honey. So, I guess you've had enough excitement for one day?
Oh, I have a splitting headache. Do you guys have any aspirin?
I don't have any in here. Maybe Lisa does. Lisa? Yeah. Listen, do you have any aspirin? Kelly has a headache. Working for you, I always keep a headache remedy handy. Of course I do. It's in my desk, left-hand drawer at the bottom. If you'd like to help yourself.
Great, thanks.
Welcome. You look like you have a worse headache than she does.
I'm just worried about Mason.
Why?
Because he's taking on this whole crisis single-handed. As a firstborn son, he thinks it's his destiny to save the day and make his father proud. I mean, he's done this grandstanding a lot, and if he doesn't get this very dramatic reaction from his father and bring tears to his eyes, he drinks.
I don't think that could happen now.
Yeah, it could. I mean, it hasn't been that long. Sobriety is still fragile to him.
But his relationship with you is so strong right now. That is what gave him the strength to go all the way over to Tokyo, where people don't know him, don't care if he has a problem, don't care if he drinks, and he still stayed dry.
Thanks.
For what?
For reminding me that I'm not his nursemaid, that nobody ever asked me to be his nursemaid, and thanks for just being here. I appreciate it.
I hope that's my lunch.
Actually, it's a projector, but I suppose if you're really hungry, you could put a little salad dressing on the slides.
I am starving.
All organic. How you can eat anything as disgustingly healthy as that is beyond me. Didn't anybody ever tell you cholesterol is delicious? And our shipment arrived from Dubrovnik.
Great. Hit the lights.
Channing Creighton Capwell as he looks today.
Oh, the old boy's held up pretty well. It's the way I remember him, pretty much.
Though in retirement, he still rules with an iron hand on the home front, if not the corporate one. Had myocardial infarction May 12th of this year. One too many salads, I suppose. But he appears to have recuperated swiftly. Ah, his son Theodore. Ted dotes on his father, loves bacon cheeseburgers smothered in mayo, and has absolutely no business sense whatsoever. He's made any number of attempts to branch out on his own professionally. Nearly all have been unqualified failures. Polo ponies, wine coolers, nightclubs, none of them seem to hold his attention for very long. He'd still rather spend his day at the beach. My kind of guy.
This one I know. Eden. A stunning woman.
And formidable. I have no idea what she eats. From a very early age, she's wanted to be second in command in her father's corporation. Despite potent opposition from her older brother Meyson, who felt that title was his by divine right, she fought like a tiger for a deciding vote in Capital Enterprises and eventually won it.
She's given over some responsibility to the other daughter, though, hasn't she?
And Kelly, yes. That's because Eden has recently had a child after considerable emotional trauma, much of which has been documented in the press. I have a sheaf of clippings if you're interested.
Yes, I am.
She'll need to build up her reserves before she can ever give the company her full attention again.
Who knows how long that'll take. All right, so what about Kelly? Another beauty. What else has she got?
Her interest in the company is relatively new. Before that, she was much like her brother Ted. Token jobs in commercial arts, photography, advertising. It's only recently, after working with her mother in Armonte Industries, that she acquired a taste for corporate management. In other words, there's plenty of aptitude, but very little experience. Also, she seems always to either be getting married or leaving somebody at the altar.
What did I tell you? An emotional bunch, these Capwells? Except for that one. And then he's got his own problems.
Well, not his Harvard education or his brilliant legal mind. Maybe his liquid diet?
Bingo. Mason is a drunk. What a wonderful stroke of luck.
Well, you're nothing if not prolific, Dad. You sure we can't expect any more sons or daughters to come popping out of the woodwork?
God, I hope not. Well, the old heart can take it.
Yeah, you say that, but you seem happy about it.
He's a fine boy, Mason. Hope you take the time to get to know him.
Yeah, I liked Greg almost immediately, Dad. First, I thought it was because he had saved your life. Now I realize it was instinctive.
What does that mean?
The odd man out syndrome. Eden, Kelly, and Ted all share the same two parents. I know that it takes a little work trying to feel like you fit in.
Not for you anymore, I hope.
Not all the time. But now and then, and it's nobody's fault, really. I still feel like I have to play catch-up in order to get the same sense of belonging the others take for granted.
I think I've always known that. Just think. Something you can do about it right now.
What's that?
Share it with Greg.
Well, that explains it.
What?
The fact that Ted barreled in here like a thundercloud. You know, I should have known it was something like that.
Ted's been acting like a 2-year-old. And Kelly wasn't a whole lot better. I wish she talked to my mom really made me mad.
Well, that sounds like a typical brother-sister relationship. I'm sorry. I know you don't think this is anything to smile about. But I honestly think that things are going to change once everybody gets over the shock.
Excuse me. Greg, I rent this place for 1 day every year. Now, can't you stare at my face for 1 day? Hey, I'm sick and tired of you pushing people around like you're some little king. Oh, you know, I don't get you. Why do you like to stick around a place you're not even wanted?
Greg, it's not worth it. Let's go.
What was that you were saying about how things were going to change?
Party's starting a little early, isn't it?
Right, what they always say, nothing's worse than a reformed drunk. I'm sorry, I just had another run-in with Greg. I assume you heard?
Yeah, I just talked to Dad.
Oh, and I suppose he said I was acting like a spoiled brat.
Ted, people in this family have the most annoying habit of doing the most earth-shaking things and expecting everyone to just take it in stride. You have every right to be upset. The problem is, so does Greg.
Mason had tried to call you earlier this morning, but he got a babysitter, and she said that you and Cruz were out, and I envisioned the two of you walking along the beach, having this nice romantic time, and I feel like such a monster for intruding.
Kelly, Cruz is missing.
What?
He's been gone for 24 hours, and I'm ready to go out of my mind.
Oh, my God, Eden, what happened?
His father is down here in Acapulco. We were trying to reach him, and... Look, I'm not going to go into any details. It's just that Cruz went to do some investigating, and he just didn't come back.
Oh, my God, you must be frantic.
I am. I just don't want the children to sense anything, and I have a feeling that they know exactly what's going on.
Have you called the police?
Well, that's a different story. I mean, they're obviously being paid off by this crazy man, and he's locked Cruz up God only knows where.
And not only are they no help, I mean, they're a liability.
I'm coming down there.
No, Kelly, please.
No.
Yes, if you think I'm going to just leave you down there with 2 children in a foreign country, no.
You know, you have a crisis of your own. I think you should stay there and try to find out who's trying to engineer this takeover.
Don't worry. Mason's on top of things. He can handle it until we get back. I'll bring some files, and if we need to do anything, we'll do it over the telephone.
Are you sure?
Yes, Eden, of course. I'm your sister. I'm not going to let you go through this alone.
Well, I'm not really alone.
Listen, I'm going to call the airline right away and find out when the next flight is to Acapulco, and I'll see you when I get there, and we'll talk then. Sit tight. I love you. Bye.
Who was that?
Sorry. Wrong number, dude. That wetsuit ain't gonna protect you from nothing today. Even I'm not going out.
Emily already gave me the big warning and bit her head off, unless you want the same treatment to save it.
Greg? Hey, pull any weight with this guy, tell him to stay landlocked. I mean, the surf's so big, it's totally out of control.
I hear we have something in common. Not the easiest family in the world to adjust to, is it? I'm only going to give it another 30 years or so, and then I hang it up.
They make you feel untouchable, like you're from another planet.
Well, I'll tell you, Greg, first you have to understand what it was like growing up with Dad. He left the house about 6 in the morning, he got home about 9. If he made it by your bedroom to say goodnight, you felt golden. There were so many of us waiting in line, waiting our turn, that we started sniping at each other, just out of frustration. All except for Channing. He was never frustrated. He had some magic way of getting Dad's ear the rest of us never understood. I hated him for it.
Who's Channing?
He's dead. You'll find out all about him one day now that you're a Capwell.
I don't want to be a Capwell, okay? I just want out. I'd leave the whole damn world if I could.
Hey, I'm serious! Don't be crazy! Hope you got a pair of trunks under that suit, because when he gets caught paddling out, I'm not going in after him.
Oh, that was quite an enlightening display there, Renfield.
An introduction to the latest sitting duck at any rate?
I feel like we pinpointed an Achilles heel for every member of the family. Still, I would like to find an ally. Somebody who hates the Capwells and would love nothing more than to see them take a long, hard fall.
Well, that narrows it down to a few thousand. Then I suppose most powerful people have their share of detractors.
Yeah, listen, draw up a list. We'll find out which ones we can use. It's got to be somebody who's smart enough to take orders and follow through on them, but not so smart that they want to take over.
I'll call the nearest laboratory and see if they have any mice available.
Well, this little experiment is going to make history, Renfield. The decline and fall of the Capwell Empire.
I told you, man. I told you this was going to happen. Come on, Greg, say something.
God, he's bleeding.
Yeah, he probably bounced off the bottom, stick hit him right in the head. He could have like a major concussion.
Oh my gosh, what happened?
Greg got hit with his surfboard. Call an ambulance.
Oh, a whole bunch of people were here looking for him. Let me get his mom.
Yeah, just go. At least he's breathing. Didn't have time to swallow too much water.
Yeah, but getting cracked on the head is no joke. I knew this guy. It's not going to happen. Greg, it's your old buddy Bone. Hey, Greg, you going speed warp somewhere or what? Earth to Greg. Earth to Greg.
Well, I'm glad Kelly's coming, but she's got a million things on her mind. She heard Cruz was missing.
Eden.
I'll be okay.
Yes, of course you're going to be okay. We're all going to be okay, but we have got to stick together on this. Okay? Come here.
Thanks, Rick.
You bet. Listen, I just nosed around down at the hotel restaurant. I thought maybe we could find a delivery truck, something like that, help us get past Mephisto's electronic gates. What do you think?
That's a great idea. Did you find anything?
Well, it's a little too busy there right now. Too many people. However, I thought maybe we'd go back there later on tonight before it closes.
Okay, well, I'll go with you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's the spirit. I want to tell you something. With you and I on this, Dr. Mephisto doesn't stand a chance.
Yeah, he's not the only one with tricks up his sleeve.
Tonight, some say it's a scam. Merchandise seized in drug raids. Why does the government lose millions when it's auctioned off? A spotlight investigation on NBC Nightly News. Later, rock and roll with Alf when he suspects his neighbor of being Elvis. Then on the Hogan family. Look, up in the chimney. Is it a bird? Is it a squirrel? Is it a Santa Claus? No, it's Mark. And Elmore Leonard's bestseller Glitz takes you through the seamy underworld of gambling, call girls, and killers. Jimmy Smits and Marky Post star in Glitz.